Okay, so this is my first video that is about this type of subject. And I apologize for the terrible lighting in here, but it is what it is. But I had to make this video because I had a very life-changing, liberating, wonderful experience from a spirit named Asmodeus that this was totally unexpected and not what I asked for, but it's what was the result of reaching out to him for gnosis in general. Just wanted to have some kind of personal development. I didn't have anything in specific in mind. I just called on him to help me with gnosis in general, with whatever he thought I needed, and it resulted in the most liberating experience of my entire life, and it broke a curse or spell or whatever you want to call it that had been plaguing me severely for 20 years, then in multiple ways, and we'll get into that later. But at first I didn't, I think I fell asleep after I contacted him, and I think it was just him gaining information about who I am and everything. It gives him time to learn who I am and how he can help me. And the next day, I didn't hear a lot of words from him. He spoke mostly telepathically in a very subtle way. And I got this idea out of nowhere to do this thing that, the singing bowls for cleansing spiritual area, which I really don't usually concern myself with those things before, and there's a reason behind that. that I was not aware of. I was being kept from even caring about that on purpose by a very, not a person, but a benevolent spirit. I may or may not say who that is in this video. Actually, I'll tell you. I call him Jehovah, whether that is his actual name or not. But it is a spirit that manipulates perceptions very, very well, and has destroyed my life in the past 20 years in multiple ways. I couldn't look in the mirror and see myself as I was. All I could see was a monster. Even though I knew it wasn't what I really looked like, it didn't change the fact that that's all I could see for 20 years until a few days ago. So, amongst other things, I couldn't be successful, and I used to be. I lost confidence. I went from being very cool and calm and collective to being startled very easily. All kinds of problems, pain in my back, all kinds of things. Pretty much everything you could think of would go wrong good, and it was just seemed. I've had people that were very, very good at this, where they could detect curses and bad contracts or whatever, and find out what's messing up your life, and they figure out what's the cause and they fix it. Well, I was talking to one of the best people known for that in the magical community, and he knew that Jehovah didn't like me, but he didn't know the extent of what he was doing to me. And did detect this. No one detected it. I had several people look into what was causing this because I was desperate. I knew something was wrong. For 20 years, I knew something was wrong, but I couldn't figure out what it was. And I should have been able to, but I couldn't because of the perception thing. So anyway, nobody detected that. A few noticed that Jehovah had sent attacks towards me, but they never detected the details of it or the extent of how he was doing or anything like that. Anyway, so I had this idea of the singing bowls thing, and then out of nowhere, in my mind, I got this idea of imagining the sound of the singing bowls going around my body like a circle. Because another thing I hadn't done is the whole circle thing. I'd never done that because I'm not very traditional on my magic or spiritual exercises, or I just do it my own way. So I did that. I had the singing bowl, imagining it going around my body, and just cleansing my spiritual space, and I imagine what that would sound like if it was doing that, and it's about 1.5 second count to be exact, if you want to know. And I imagined it as loud and focused as I could, and I noticed out of nowhere in this astral realm, because I've been learning that recently, that I seem to be rising somehow, like towards my higher self or something. I'm like, well, that's unexpected. I didn't know what that meant, or wasn't expecting that. Anyway, and then the next day, I was doing the same thing again, and I was doing it with my husband because I told him about it, and I had it go the other direction, and I don't know if that matters or not, but anyway, and then I felt like I broke, like I had a visual of me breaking free from the ground, and he said, you broke a boundary in the astral realm, like you kind of graduated, like you're in the next level. And I'm on a very low level because I'm just learning this astral stuff, very new at it, and I felt like I had been a lot of blockages with it. Whenever he's like, you, that's good. You've made some progress. That's what that means. And not long after that, I think within minutes even, I had all these downloads of information, and I instantly felt free. um, my brain was working more better. I used to be so smart growing up. I was really, really like brilliant, and then past 20 years, not so much. I felt like that was coming back. Everything was just so many things, just like whoa. And then within hours, I pretty much knew what had happened, and I figured out it was not my idea. Asmodeus put that idea in my head to save me from what Jehovah was doing. And before this, I'd been working with Astaroth, who's been a lot of help. She, whatever, has been teaching me about how to maneuver in the astral realm. But I had a huge blockage, and Astaroth may or not have known what the problem was, but was not able to fix the problem, or did not know how. I don't know. But when this happened, I saw Astaroth had a huge smile on his face, like, yeah, he did what I could not do. This is awesome. I think Astaroth put the idea of contacting Asmodeus in my head. Because I think that's true. I think Astaroth gave me the idea of calling on Asmodeus, because Asmodeus is not like Astaroth. They're different beings. They're different types of beings. Astaroth is quite complex. I won't explain that. But Asmodeus is not your typical demon. He is a Jinn. Completely different type of spirit. It is a spirit, yes, but he is a spirit. But he's not a demon. They can call him that all they want to, but he is not a demon. He's a Jinn. And I had no idea Jinns could even be helpful. I had not heard that before. Anyway, so Asmodeus freed me from this horrible thing that nobody could even detect, that I knew was there and could do nothing about for 20 years. My life has been miserable, and just the past few days have been full of downloads of information, gnosis, understanding. Now when I look at myself in the mirror, I see a pretty woman. I'm 43 years old, but I have not, and I used to think I was so beautiful before this happened, 20 years ago. I thought I was so beautiful, but then all of a sudden, I couldn't see myself as attractive at all. Not in pictures, videos, mirror, anything. And I knew that what I was seeing was not real. But anyway, that went away, so I see me as myself now, slightly overweight, but pretty. It's so many things. Wow. Too much to put into this video of what he's done for me. And, any financial curses have been broken. I just know that. I haven't benefited from that yet, but I just know that everything. And the thing is, the spirit that I call Jehovah, whatever, can never do this to me again. And it's something so easy. All I have to do to keep it, if he is trying to attack me, or if I think he is, just imagine the chime or the high-pitched sound going around my body in a circle, and boom, he's gone. Anything he's done to me is gone. Any spell, curse, whatever he's done to me is gone. Ineffective. This is, so I wanted to share this video for two reasons: to talk about Asmodeus and say thank you to him, and to let people know that he is not a demon, he's not an evil spirit. Also, he wanted me to express some things about him that may be unique. He wanted me to express that this is not like his only expertise. What he does is he gets in and he sees more about what's going on in your life than maybe other spirits can, or somehow. But he found very efficiently a way for me to fix the problem easily, in a way I can repeat on my own if I want to. But he is a very adaptive spirit. It's not something specific that he is an expert on. he is an expert on figuring out what's wrong and figuring out the best way to fix it. He is not a jack of all trades. He is a master of many, basically. And he is a very loving spirit. He cares about people. He wants people to be happy. And so one of the things he shared with me that I just knew to be true when he said it is like, if you're trying really hard, something's wrong. Life does not have to be hard. It doesn't have to be miserable. You need to be happy. You deserve to be happy. And anyone can be. Now, if he asks to work with him and he doesn't really come to you, then maybe, I don't know what to say to that, but he does generally care about people. And I think if you're not an a-hole or whatever, he's going to work with you and help you. It doesn't matter what your problem is, he'll probably figure it out. Because nobody else could. Even Astaroth couldn't fix my problem. He may have known about it, but he couldn't fix it. So, thank you, Asmodeus. You have saved my life. And now I can actually live for once. And after 20 years, thank you so much. And there's no way I can repay you, so I'm going to do my best I can with this. I may make another video about it later on, that's better, but I had to get this information out there to help people as much as I can, is the best I can. So I know it's the longest video I've ever made on this channel, but and this channel's not really about this, but I had to put this out there somehow for people to get help with their lives and to know that they don't have to be miserable anymore. And if they get an inclination to work with a spirit, they shouldn't hesitate. There's probably a reason why they have an inclination to talk to that one spirit. Maybe it's not Asmodeus, maybe it's someone else. Don't put too much of what you hear about these spirits from other people. If you get an intuition idea to speak to a certain spirit, go with it. That's my advice. And also, thank you once again, Asmodeus. Thank you for listening.